Grand Theft Auto V is the most profitable entertainment product of all time. This isn't exactly surprising considering what it accomplished compared to the competition when it released in 2013. And yet, as good as GTA V is, I think it could still be improved. Understanding the mistakes it made, what people liked about the previous games in the series, as well as how its contemporaries have improved on it is paramount to Grand Theft Auto VI being as big of a step forward as every previous GTA has been. Recently, I've been playing through Watch Dogs 2, since it was on sale for $9 a while back. The sequel to the highly controversial debut title for the series, Watch Dogs 2 is a marked improvement on the original game in almost every way. Characters that are compelling in their cheesiness, but also in their humanity, an open world that feels natural and doesn't beat players over the head with checklists of things to complete, rather free-form exploration, combined with decently strong mission design, improved performance, physics for vehicles, visuals, animation, sound, and most importantly, mechanics. Where Watch Dogs 1 feels like an unfinished prototype for a much stronger, more systemic game that's marred by an overemphasis on cover shooter mechanics, Watch Dogs 2 feels like a box of toys that all synergize well with the simple, puzzle box style missions that the player regularly finds themselves doing. Watch Dogs 2 isn't a perfect game, but it's a damn fun game for allowing players to interface with it on their own level. It doesn't shy away from allowing players to break its intended challenges with clever strategies, and it lets you set the pace for the experience to an enormous degree. You choose what abilities to unlock, you choose what missions to do in what order, you choose what tools to use, you choose nearly everything about the experience, and surprisingly, the game works smoothly alongside this mindset. I think GTA 6 could learn a lot from Watch Dogs 2's design choices. While I personally don't mind the rather strict mission structure in Rockstar games, a lot of people seem to be getting tired of GTA forcing them down a linear path of highly scripted missions. GTA 5 tried to mitigate this issue by allowing you to branch out a bit more than usual by choosing which characters' missions you wanted to prioritize, and who you wanted to use in some missions. However, not only was this mostly just a new coat of paint thrown on the existing mission structure of previous GTA titles, but the missions themselves still emphasized following the rules, so to speak. Missions in Watch Dogs 2 don't quite have the same pretense of narrative superiority over the gameplay. While our player character, Marcus Holloway, canonically does all of his work without killing anyone, Ubisoft saw fit to let players choose to be a complete psychopath anyway. There are no punishments for violence contextualized by the game or otherwise, unlike most Ubisoft games. And unlike the original Watch Dogs, complete stealth and pacifist options are not only possible, but are extremely engaging and come with a motherload of options for doing so. Watch Dogs 2 focuses its missions in a pretty gamey way, and doesn't really try to overcomplicate the design. It has missions that ask players to do pretty specific things that are out of the ordinary, of course, but the majority of what you're doing is playing with the mechanics in a multitude of situations geared toward pushing the player to think outside the box. Even if you're still mostly just hacking, infiltrating, or shooting things, the context both narratively and mechanically makes the difference between missions. One mission you're breaking into an FBI building, the next you're escaping from Alcatraz, then you're trying to take down a cult whose base is loaded with motion detectors, patrolling robots, and infrared laser alarm fences. Soon you're solving a massive hacking puzzle in a room rigged to explode, or setting up literal booby traps to thwart the plans of corrupt police. And all of this can be done generally in any order. Rockstar, likewise, generally tries to create variety by surrounding missions with vastly different contexts, as well as unique set pieces. Saving Jimmy from a stolen boat is interesting, as is escaping a gang ambush, or chasing a plane that's falling out of the sky. But it's not interesting because it tests the mechanics provided to the player. You're almost always just shooting, stealthing, or driving, with very little to spice that up. The deepest choices generally come down to what cars or guns you want to use. Instead, it's interesting because it gives the world a cohesive consistency that affords the game a lot of moments for exploring characters and narrative ideas. I don't think either approach is inherently better or worse than the other, but I see no reason why Rockstar can't do both with GTA 6, considering the talent they have on board. What they really need to do is come up with an excuse, whether it be time period, setting, an important event, or something else, for some really dynamic, systemic mechanics. We already know Rockstar can do this sort of thing because the Euphoria physics system, their AI, and their tiny little details in so many other systems cover that base pretty well. Problem is, this stuff doesn't really play a big role in the mission design, particularly because, as we already said, so many of the missions are rather limited and linear. In a way, it kind of feels like the sandbox elements are separate from the missions. What I'm really trying to get at is that I think Rockstar needs to reevaluate how to approach fun within GTA 6. I don't mean fun in the subjective, is this an enjoyable experience sort of way. I mean fun in terms of the concept or ideal, the way you might describe a particularly upbeat song or a playful animation style. They're fun, whether you think it's actually fun to experience these things or not. GTA titles before GTA 4 focused a lot on this concept, and weren't afraid to do some rather outlandish things to achieve conceptual fun. With the realism of GTA 4 though, Rockstar doubled down on the nuances of their worlds, and even their parodies became more self-serious in many ways, less fun. Again, this isn't bad. I liked Red Dead Redemption 2 precisely because it was uncompromising in just how fiercely it stuck to its more simulation-esque ideals. I just feel like this more narrative-heavy, set-piece focused design is not completely at odds with the fun nature they used to offer. Why can't GTA 6 have a large variety of mission strands available at once, allowing for an interchangeable event order? Why can't they provide a few really strong systems and tools that they focus their set pieces around? Why can't they do something beyond just driving and shooting between these set pieces, or even offer a few organic side objectives throughout the world that aren't tied to minigames, small narrative missions, or just finding collectibles? Why can't they integrate multiplayer mechanics into the single player like Watch Dogs does with their PvP hacking, random world events, and the ability to partner up with people to tackle things? I don't think I'm asking the world of Rockstar to try and provide an experience that you want to play through again for the mechanical strengths it offers, rather than just the narrative and set pieces as if it was a movie. They made the most successful piece of entertainment in history and have one of the largest, most talented teams to ever exist in entertainment. If anyone can do it, they can. Shorter video, but I genuinely didn't expect to find things in Watch Dogs 2 that I found were done better than Rockstar does. That could also apply to future Rockstar games. GTA 5 created a massive shift in open-world games in terms of how detailed and nuanced they're expected to be, so it's only expected that they learn from those that learn from them. But what do you guys think? What do you want to see from GTA 6? What do you not want to see? What's a game you think Rockstar could learn something from? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.